High fly ball. Motley going back to the track. No outs to go. The Royals have won the 1985 World Series. And they converge on the mound and hold an impromptu celebration.
What up, folks? I'm tired of being the butt of jokes. Let's rewind back before the whole thing went up in smoke. Riding bikes with baseball cards, been up in spokes. 19-4 score +5, one of those poor sports suckers choke. He got her wink for sure, but you can't blame Dinkinger for Game 7 when you got shut out by 11. Like your whole team was drunk on some Blackberry kamikazes. Can't beat them even with a Jack Terry Tominazi patrolling your infield like bugs on a windshield. You got splattered, tattered, and burned to your skin peeled. So what? The dude's wrong, it's time to move on. I'm so tired of all this crying like a new mom. Like walking into high anger rage into a climax. And Redbird Nation still ignores the cut and dry facts. Still think you're the champ, still think you're 185. It's not think it just falls, the cards hit 185. All the fellas shuck and all the ladies jive. The good old days, 1985. The good old days, you suckers can't beat the Royals. The good old days when they ruled like old Doyles. All the fellas shuck and all the ladies jive. The good old days, 1985. The good old days, you suckers can't beat the Royals. The good old days when they ruled like old Doyles. Jack and Ozzie led the Cardinals in paper making, but they looked like fools against Libra and Saberhagen, who pitched out of their minds, out of this world like George Jett, son. You just got schooled by Frank White and George Brett, son. Time to stop living in the past like a war vet, son. Let us enjoy the trophy, cause we probably won't ever get one. Even Royals fans will admit that he got the call wrong, but the logic that lost it has been flawed all along. No self-respect left, umpires getting death threats like it's his fault you lost control and now the bed's wet. He was clearly out, even blind homers can't deny it. But watch the game tape, at the very least they would've tied it. Study the game tape, I'm not lying, son. Don's responsible at the most for the tie and run and not the game winner. Get off the paint thinner, 3 decades under your skin, that's an insane all splinter. The fellas shuck and all the ladies jive. The good old days, 1985. The good old days, you suckers can't beat the Royals. The good old days when they ruled like old Doyles. All the fellas shuck and all the ladies jive. The good old days, 1985. The good old days, you suckers can't beat the Royals. The good old days when they ruled like old Doyles. The whole of your roster was full of imposters, couldn't pick themselves up after Game 6 the loss hurt. Played like a flock of hungover and slosh birds. Time to man up and just admit that you lost, turds. Even if he's out, world still blows the wind. Baseball 101, don't be so dumb, no offense. When I say no offense, I really hope the blow softens. When I say no offense, what I really mean is no offense. Game 7, Casey scoring early and often, and that homer from Motley was the nail in the coffin. On the bright side, at least your team's won something since, and employed managers with at least some common sense, who can do more than sacrifice button a pinch. With 1 out when they're down by 10 runs in the 6th. Think it's rough for you, we've suffered through a dozen layoffs. 28 years, we haven't even been back to the playoffs. All the fellas shuck and all the ladies jive. The good old days, 1985. The good old days, you suckers can't beat the Royals. The good old days when they ruled like old Doyles. All the fellas shuck and all the ladies jive. The good old days, 1985. The good old days, you suckers can't beat the Royals. The good old days when they ruled like old Doyles.